And sexuality, social justice, they go hand in hand when it comes to the gay rights movement. The struggle to be seen, heard, represented, that continues each and every day, especially for LGBTQ plus within marginalized communities.
And that struggle was the inspiration behind Native Son. It's a community which celebrates and amplifies the voices of Black queer men in business, media, healthcare, fashion, and politics. So Native Son was born out of a necessity. And here to tell us more about it is its founder, Emil Wilbekin. Good morning, Emil, and thanks for being with us.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Native Son? I mean, some of the themes that it tackles and why you felt that it was necessary to bring it about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, I was the first openly gay editor-in-chief of a national magazine when I was at Vibe magazine. And I found that there were a lot of other brothers like me who were in these professional roles, who were executives, but who were also kind of living in isolation. We were the only ones in the space. And so talking to my friends about their challenges of being Black, gay in corporate America, there just seemed to be this need to create a safe space where we could talk about, you know, all the challenges and relevant issues that affected us. You know, 1 in 2 Black gay men who have sex with men in America are living with HIV. So that's a big issue that we deal with. Mental health is a big issue, particularly post-pandemic. And it's really about celebrating ourselves and lifting ourselves up, because we've often have to live in the margins and kind of in the shadows and be Black men, but not necessarily Black gay men.
Right, so that's how Native Son came about. What need does the community serve within the LGBTQ community?
Sure. So the need that we really serve is about amplifying our voice and visibility. So when we host the Native Son Awards, which we'll be hosting on June 20th, we celebrate Black gay men who have broken through barriers, who are mavericks. So we've celebrated everyone from Darren Walker, who's the head of the Ford Foundation, Edward Enninful, who's the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, and Lil Nas X. And so what we're doing is we're actually giving hope and promise and optimism to young Black, gay, and queer men who don't have representation, don't have examples and possibility models. So we're providing that for them, as well as strengthening our community at the same time.
You know, we've had a rough couple of years. We've had the pandemic, we've had the Black Lives Matter movement. How has that created challenges for the Black gay men community?
So, I mean, I think what's really interesting is living in isolation and COVID really triggered a lot of our community members, because a lot of them think about the AIDS crisis, right? When men were just dying, we lost a whole generation of men to AIDS. And so when people started getting sick and dying, and then if people didn't have health care, they were concerned. They live alone. Are they going to be turned away at the hospital? Are they going to die and no one's going to find them? So there was that part. But then when George Floyd happened, I think there was really this rallying call around what it means to be Black in America. But also you saw this great identity revolution where the LGBTQ plus community was standing up saying, you're going to recognize us. You're going to acknowledge the Black trans women that are being murdered. You're going to acknowledge the trans folks, lesbians, gay, queer, everyone in between in the spectrum. And so we really feel that void for Black, gay, and queer men, because we live at the intersection of our Blackness and our queerness.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible the work that you're doing, right? And Native Son obviously serving such an incredible need, but there's always room to do more, right? So what's your vision for Native Son moving forward? What's your long-term goals and plans?
Sure. So my background, like I mentioned, is in media. And so I really believe that a media platform that tells the stories, right, that amplifies the voices, the imagery, the photography of Black, gay, and queer men is really important. Native Son is named after James Baldwin. And so we have a legacy in our community of really great storytellers, from Alvin Ailey, who, you know, did a great choreographer, Marlon Riggs, the videographer, and there's so many great Black gay men who were great storytellers. So let's amplify that, right, and dig into the root of our community and tell these great stories. What does the Don't Say Gay ban mean for us? What does 1 in 2 of our community living with HIV look like? And what does it look like for us to have, A Strange Loop nominated, right, for 11 Tony Awards, and it's centering Black, gay, and queer men.
Pulitzer
Emil,
Prize winning.
We're running. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Dan. We're running out of time, but I do want to give you an opportunity to tell us what your group has planned for Pride Month.
Yeah, so many things. So our T-shirts with Bloomingdale's, which I'm wearing, it says queer, are available at Bloomingdale's and online. And also we're hosting the Native Son Awards, the first time we're coming back since the pandemic, so we're super excited. That's on the 20th. And we are also hosting a town hall with Warner Brothers and the Apollo to talk about the intersectionality of Blackness and queerness. So we're really excited. Everything will be posted on @NativeSunNow on Instagram.
Amazing. Amazing. Emil, thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for the important work you are doing as well, okay?
Thank you.
And have a good, and those shirts are available, right?
Shirts are available now.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Happy Pride.